Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be talking about how to buffer in 1vx, or let's say how to utilize it, what exactly it helps and it allows you to do, and just clear up some misconceptions about, I guess, just 1vx in general. Okay, so what is a buffer? A buffer is you contesting your opponent's initiative. So here my opponent winds up an LMB, I wind up a stab, feint to parry. When he feints it, if I read the feint, I feint out of it. I'm contesting his initiative. I'm not letting him take initiative for free because I'm also winding up myself. Now, in a 1vx scenario, buffering is different. I buffer by chambering my first opponent, and then I turn to my second opponent to read his attack. I see he morphs, I feint out of my stab buffer, and I parry. So now I'm going to play it in full speed. And here I'm going to give a different example where the first opponent morphs. So I try to read the morph. If I read the morph, I will chamber the first opponent, also known as buffering, and then I'll feint to parry out into my second opponent. Now I'm going to give another example and how buffering is used. My first opponent stabs at me. I chamber his stab with a stab, which is what I am considering a buffer. Then I turn towards my second opponent, and I feint to parry out of my attack and land a parry. So here's another example. I have my first opponent locked in. He's winding up an LMB at me. So I buffer him with an LMB chamber, and then I look towards my second opponent and feint to parry out of my attack. Now the reasoning of why you need to buffer in 1vx is what I'm going to be getting into right now. So the main use for buffering, and I mean just one of the main uses, is in case your opponent misses you and tries to bait out your parry. So my opponent's pretending to stab at me, I chamber, and he pulls it away, and he's basically useless, and I'm applying pressure and able to give myself time to read my second opponent that's attacking me. So now I just want to say that basically I hate hearing about the whole misconception and everybody thinking that 1vx is too hard, or along those lines that it needs to be easier, there needs to be mechanics implemented for the game to make it doable. Now, I think the misunderstanding really just derives from players not understanding the core mechanics or applying them in 1vx. Like, buffering is a great example of people who don't really even think about buffering, they just parry away and then say Miss Mechanic sucks. Miss Mechanic, if applied up like properly, does nothing but help your playstyle in 1vx. If you're buffering initially and then the second player is missing you, sometimes you'll get Miss Mechanic to work, which is great, but before Miss Mechanic was added, that's just something you couldn't really counter. So I think people need to stop blaming like the lack of mechanics that are available to you in the game, because one of you apply just very simple mechanics or strategy in your 1vx and you think about it from an objective standpoint, it's not a very rewarding position to be in. I mean, you're one versus two players, and if those two players don't make a mistake, you're not going to win. You're one versus two players, and if those two players don't make a mistake, you're not going to win. You're one versus two players, and if those two players don't make a mistake, you're not going to win, even if they're mid-tier players and you're the best player in the game. But to say that 1vx isn't possible, I mean, just watch any tournament ever streamed. You see the best players in the game, sometimes 1vx the best players in the game. It's very doable, and people need to get out of their closed mindset about it. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm just gonna wrap it up, reiterating that point that get out of the closed mindset that you need mechanics to help you win. I mean, there's plenty mechanics already in the game that are designed to help you in 1vx, and watch my 1vx tricks and tips. Otherwise, yeah, that's my video on buffering. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like videos like this, if you want more videos like this, if you have any ideas, suggestions, shoot them in the comments. I'm in a drought of content. I'd like to make some. I'm probably going to start making more tutorials, so tell me what you want to see. And thanks for watching.